Amazon Prime Day is almost here, and every year thousands of aspiring YouTube creators make the exact same mistake. They fill their carts with expensive cameras, giant lenses, RGB lights, gimbals, all because they think that's what it takes to become a YouTuber. But here's the truth, I've been creating every video on this channel with just 5 simple tools, and one of them is probably already sitting in your pocket. Let me show you the only 5 content creation tools I think every small creator actually needs. And just so you know, the link to all these products I will show you will be linked in the description in case you want to check them out. Let's start with the tool almost everyone already owns, your phone. One of the biggest lies beginners tell themselves is, I can't start until I buy a real camera. And I don't blame you, I used to think exactly the same thing. But the truth is, today's smartphones are incredibly powerful. Most of them can shoot in 4K, they have amazing stabilization, great focus, and unless someone tells your viewers what camera you use, most people will never know the difference. In fact, I would argue that lighting and audio have a much bigger impact on how professional your videos look than the camera itself. The biggest advantage of using your phone isn't even the image quality, it's convenience. You always have it with you, you already know how to use it, there's no learning curve, you don't have to think about lenses, memory cards, camera settings, or carrying extra batteries. You just press record, and that means you are much more likely to actually make videos. Because here's something I've learned over the last couple of years. Your first 100 videos won't be held back by your camera, they'll be held back by your experience. So instead of spending $1,000 on a new camera, spend that time making 100 better videos. And a bonus tip here would be to use an app like the Blackmagic app. It allows you to have a manual control of your camera, getting even better results from your phone. If you want a mini tutorial on this app, let me know in the comments. This one might not be that exciting, but it might be one of the best purchases you'll ever make, a tripod. Before I bought one, I was balancing my phone on books, coffee mugs, boxes, and basically anything I could find around the house. Sometimes it worked and sometimes my phone ended up on the floor. And a tripod completely changes that. It gives you stable footage and consistent framing. And because you're probably filming yourself, it gives you freedom. You can press record, walk into the frame, sit down, and focus on your content instead of worrying whether your phone is about to fall over. Another thing I love is the consistency it gives. My camera angles looks almost identical in every video, and that makes my content feels more professional even though the setup itself is incredibly simple. Honestly, this is one of those purchases that remove friction, and anything that makes it easier to film is worth every penny. Here's the one I use, a very simple to set up, very sturdy one. It has different heights. I really can't complain for the money I paid. Now, this one is more of a personal choice, but one that I find very useful, and it takes a lot of friction when I'm recording my videos. A teleprompter. Whenever people hear the word, they imagine news anchors reading every single word. But that's not how I use mine. I don't use a teleprompter because I don't know what I want to say. I use it because my brain works faster than my mouth sometimes. Before I started using one, I record for 20 seconds, forget my next point, stop the camera, look down at my nose, start again, forget another point, and before I knew it, a 10-minute video had taken me 2 or 3 hours to record. Now I simply load my script or sometimes just an outline with bullet points into my teleprompter. That way I always know what's coming next. It keeps me focused, it helps me to stay on topic, I ramble less, I do a few retakes, and because I'm looking directly into the camera the entire time, it feels much more natural for the viewer. A teleprompter doesn't make you less authentic, it simply removes one more obstacle between your ideas and your audience. If I gave you 2 videos to watch, one had incredible video quality but terrible audio, and the other one had average video but crystal clear sound, which one would you keep watching? Probably the second one, right? People are surprisingly forgiving when your video isn't perfect. They are much less forgiving when they can hear you clearly. And that's why I always recommend buying a microphone before buying a camera. Good audio instantly makes you sound more professional, more trustworthy, and honestly more enjoyable to listen to. I personally use a wireless one because it gives me the freedom to move around without worrying about cables every single time. And the one I use is the Holyland Lark A1. But you don't need to spend a fortune. Even an affordable lavalier microphone is a massive upgrade over your phone built-in microphone. And here's the proof. This is a test with my phone audio only. And this is a test with the Holyland Lark A1. Your viewers can forgive average visual, but bad audio is much harder to ignore. And finally, lighting, and I honestly think this is the most underrated upgrade on this list. Let me show you something. Same font, same room, same person. The only difference, one inexpensive light. And that's it. Lighting completely changes how your camera performs. Even the most expensive camera in the world can create good looking footage without enough light. But give almost any phone enough light and suddenly it looks far more expensive than it actually is. The great thing is you don't need a professional studio. One LED light, one softbox, or even a large window during the day, all of those can dramatically improve your videos. If you're deciding between buying a better camera or buying a decent light, I choose the light every single time. Now, before you start adding things to your Amazon cart, let me tell you what I skipped. I wouldn't buy an expensive mirrorless camera, or at least not yet. I wouldn't buy 3 different lenses. I wouldn't buy RGB lights just because they look cool. I wouldn't buy a gimbal. I wouldn't buy a drone. And I definitely wouldn't spend thousands trying to build the perfect YouTube studio. None of those things will make you a better storyteller. None of them will help you press publish more often. Buy gear when your current gear is holding you back, not because another creator on YouTube convinced you that you need it. If you've been waiting to start YouTube because you thought you needed expensive equipment, I hope this video changed your mind. These are the 5 tools I personally use every time I create a video, and they help me stay consistent without spending thousands of dollars. So if you're planning to take advantage of the Prime Day deals, I've linked everything I personally use down in the description. If you decide to pick something up using those links, it doesn't cost you anything extra and it helps me support the channel, so I really appreciate it. Now stop worrying about having the perfect setup and go make your next video. Thanks for watching, and I see you in the next one.